a relaxation technique that is a visualization.
Can I stop you for because I appreciate you saying that just a minute ago, that some of us are not good at visualization, because I'm one of them. It's like they'll say, clear your mind. Now, what do you see? And it's like, I just see black.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. Is it just, what is that, bad or good, or?
It's not any of those. We call it visualization, but it isn't necessarily with the eyes. It is an experience where you allow yourself to be somewhere else, or you allow yourself to do something in your imagination, whether you see it as a picture or it's just a felt sense of knowing. It's just doing something in your imagination.
Cool. I can't wait to hear this.
Well, it's the process of using your imagination to focus to create a scene or situation so realistic that you feel as if you're really in it. And by doing this, I generally use some scene like a garden, because there's so much sensory input to imagine. And what we're trying to do is experience the sensory input. I don't visualize a smell. So no, I'm just doing something in my imagination as opposed to in the real world. So the better I get at being able to imagine things, the better I get at using this for whatever goal the visualization has. We have found that using this technique can be as effective as actual practice for sports. Can you imagine? This is my kind of practice. Okay, I'm going to imagine shooting a basketball. The reason I think that this works so well is that when you do actual practice, you make mistakes. And so you're practicing mistakes. Whereas when you do visualization practice, it's perfect. And the visualization practice actually preps your muscles and all the pathways that need to be prepped to do the sport well without the mistakes. I find that just fascinating. You can use this for preparing for a test. You can use it for a presentation. You can use it, if you're using it for tests or anxiety, you just visualize going through the test and being calm and using what your test taking techniques, or if you visualize giving the presentation, go through the presentation and visualize it going very, very well. Even when you do rehearsal, that's a sort of visualization. You're visualizing the people responding to your rehearsal. You can rehearse in your imagination where you don't make any mistakes. I find that really interesting. And some people use visualization to stay focused on their long-term goals and to enhance success. You hear about vision boards. Well, all of those vision boards are just to give you little bits of cues to remind you where you want or what you want in your life, and to keep you on task or focused.
There is a lot of research on this visualization. It's just, how it's even more effective than actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Football players, soccer players, I like that idea of going out there and shooting perfect baskets. It's
right. Or golfing.
Great.
I'm not a golfer. I don't want to be a golfer, but golfing would be a good one.
Yes.
I can't imagine who first dreamed up getting a stick and hitting a rock 3 miles down the road into a tiny little gopher hole. But I guess that was brilliant. So you can use this visualization. The word is misleading, and I'm glad you brought that up, because it's just doing something in your imagination. However you do things in your imagination, it doesn't have to be sight at all. It doesn't have to be a picture. It doesn't mine are not pictures. I don't visualize with pictures. I visualize with a felt sense of what's happening. Sometimes I have an idea that I can translate into a picture, but it doesn't come as a picture first. So it doesn't hurt anything at all if it's not a picture. We can do a visualization exercise that I think will put a link here for you to go to the visualization exercise separately. But what I'll do is it'll be concentrated focus on a specific place. You can remember or imagine a calm, serene, and tranquil place where you feel or have felt at peace. It can be any scene, a garden, a meadow, a mountain, a beach, or with a certain person. Any peaceful, pleasant scene can work. You gradually build up the sensory detail to greater and greater definition so that you feel as if you could step into the place. Notice what you see, hear, smell, taste, feel on your skin. Look closer. Notice more detail. This takes up so much bandwidth that if you're a person who has trouble falling asleep at night, this will just take up so much space that all those other thoughts don't have anywhere to go. They just disappear. And so the next thing you know is the alarm goes off because you were just in this wonderful place and none of those thoughts had any room. It can be self-guided or it can be directed by a voice. It's very useful to go to sleep. It can be very useful to take a break and get refreshed, reset, recharge during prolonged effort. You know, like if you know that you have to do some great big project and you know it's pretty exhausting, then you can take a break and use visualization. And oftentimes, depending on how the visualization is set up, your break can seem like you've had a whole night's sleep. It's amazing how much you can do, how much you can do with your imagination. It's basically using your consciousness to create results in your body. It works great. You can use it for healing as well. If you're interested in actually doing an exercise, then click the link below